Alright guys, welcome back to another patch notes. This is SirLucien, and we're going to take a look at 224, and there is a .1 already. 224.1. So let's go ahead and open them up and see what we have in store for you. So as usual, we'll have what's coming up in the near future will be listed at the top, and there's still some really good stuff coming out. Any second now, it'll pop up for us. Uh-oh. Show me the patch notes. There we go. So that's a little further out. We'll skip past that, and we get to 2.241. And there was a one where they fixed the issue with the Doedicurus always being defensively curled up. I did notice that when I had signed into the server. You can still jump on him and you can move him around. He just, when he's sitting on the ground, he's in a defensive role, which isn't really a bad thing, really. But let's move on. So this is version 224.0, new creature. And I want to call this a Compsognathus. I think the G is silent. People are going to call them the Compy. Time to form your own Compy gang. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and flash up the dossier here so you can go ahead and take a look at that. So as you can see, we have the Compsognathus, also known as, I think everybody's going to call it the Compy. I think this is a creature that's pretty interesting where alone it seems to be kind of, they call it a pretty harmless, non-aggressive creature. But as it gets into the packs, it then begins to remember its aggressive nature and becomes tougher and stronger. So a little bit like a mate boosted, but I guess this would be considered a pack boosted animal. So kind of a different dynamic. Domesticated, they can be tamed quite easily, so some tribes keep them for little more than friendly companionship. However, they gain increasingly significant attack power and speed when in close proximity to other compies, as their pack aggression takes over their behavior. So it looks like they become stronger the more you have. So it could be cool to have a pretty, what they call a compy gang. So keep an eye out for those in-game. I'm sure we'll see plenty of videos on that. Let's continue on with our patch notes. All right, and next we have the new structures, the rocket turret, sea mine, and wall lamps, which I've been really excited about. Let me show you a quick clip about the wall lamps. All right, and here you can see we have the, we're putting some wood into the wall lamp here, the standing torch. They kind of consider it like a standing torch, but it's wall mounted. And I just wanted to show you kind of the radius of darkness, so it's kind of dark in the rest of the screen, just to give you an idea. Here I am sitting in my chair just to show you what it looks like. So even in this room, which is probably somewhere around a 4x4, it did not light up as much. We're going to go ahead and put a few more up so you can take a look at those. And I'm just going ahead and putting wood. It obviously uses fuel, so you can use wood, thatch, probably spark powder, and maybe those other ones, which are the new one from the new creature that was out there. And it's like a blue glob kind of stuff for making the torches kind of glow blue and glow longer. So we'll have to try that out at some point. But in this clip, we just take a look at, mostly I was trying to show you the radius of the torch. It feels like a standing torch radius, which seems smaller than what you would have if you had maybe a cook fire down. Bigger than, just like furnaces or things like that that are running. So here we'll take a look at it from outside. It's a little dark here at first, but I did that on purpose just to show you so you could see the light differences. There's also one on the outside of this building. We'll go ahead and turn it on. Just to give you an idea, so this is outside on my mountaintop, and you can see that it doesn't really glow that much, and I wanted to see how far you could see it as you walked away. So it's one of those things where I think you're going to want to have a bunch of them. We also noticed, this was an interesting thing, I went down here, and when I turned the one on up above, it automatically turned this one on. So that was interesting to me. I don't know if that's a bug because they're kind of vertical. Then I wanted to turn the generator on so that you can see what the generated light looks like, as you can see here, and how bright that is and how much that lights up. So obviously the lighted generator lights can light up a bigger area. The torch lights can give you a little bit more ambiance, but you're going to have to use more of them if you want to light up big areas, as you can see here. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at the torches. we'll go ahead and get back to reading the patch notes. We also have a new weapon, although it's in quotes, so that must be in like air quotes. So when you say that, you're supposed to hold your hands up and do the air quotes. The Magnifying Glass, and I'm not sure I've seen it as a weapon, although I guess I could smack dinosaurs with it. But let me show you a quick clip of using this. All right, so here we have the Magnifying Glass, and I'm just looking through it, and I can see, I guess, a rock here. And what I'm noticing is that it kind of allows you to inspect stuff, and that's kind of what it says in the tooltip, is it allows you to inspect things at close up. And I'm noticing that the icons are here, so I'm thinking what this is telling me as I look at these different things, this is information about whatever you're looking at. So for bushes, you might see things that can come from the bush, so berries and seeds. If you hold on a rock, you can see that you can get stone, flint, and metal, possibly. I don't know if that means, that you'll exactly get it. I tried to walk over here to see what it would look like for a dead body. I couldn't quite get in there. I was kind of worried about piranha. Well, as you can see, corpse, so hide, raw meat, raw prime meat, as we can see there. And then I just tried to kind of look around. You can't really see underwater with it very well. Looked at some more rocks, stone, flint, and metal. Looked at some bushes. As you can see, all the things that come from bushes. And again, I was just trying to see if anything looked different. It looks like it's all the same icons. So it's a way maybe to tell you what you can get from a rock. I'm not sure why we need a magnifying glass for that. I just was looking for other items that might be a little different. It does look like when you do it against a dinosaur, it tells you their health. So maybe you can use this if you're looking at some dinosaurs. Here against the tree, you get wood and thatch that we can see here. I did not find how you could use it as a weapon, and I'm not sure what else you use it for, but let's get back to the patch notes. All right, moving on to tribe admin logs, which can also act as effective offline event logs even for solo players. Servers can set MaxTribeLogs in the server game log mode INI, which determines how many tribe log entries are kept per tribe. Default is 100. Set it to 0 to disable the system. Custom RP-oriented recipe cooking system, including skill-based results. Finally, you can now create your own unique recipes for yummy burgers. Servers can optionally disable this feature in the game mode INI via allow custom recipes equals false. Now, I tried a little bit of this. I didn't have any footage of it yet. I think I have to go to the forums and take a look at how this is going to work. I've seen that you can create a recipe by putting, a note inside the cooking pot with the ingredients that you are going to put into your recipe, and you can name it. And then there could be some slight modifications to things like health, stamina, or those kinds of things. But it doesn't seem like it's giant increases, and I'm not sure what the skill-based part of it is all about. So I'm going to have to do some more research on that. We'll probably see some videos coming up of how that works. Maybe even we'll try to put out a tutorial once we figure out the whole system. But we'll move on. +3 maximum survivor level, +3 maximum dino level. So we're getting up higher. And that's because I noticed when I looked at my Ingrams, we were all the way up to a level 90 Ingram. So we're definitely moving on up. Raise the official server max structure and max tame dino limits by 20%. I'm guessing because they said the official server, that maybe they didn't touch any of the private servers like my own, which I had already raised by about 20%. So I might have to go in there and adjust it, or it might be that just official servers are more closer to what mine is now. Own or claimable rafts can now be demolished, and destroyed rafts now sink to the ocean floor. That's pretty cool. Server admin logs, including Archon support, launch with -server game log and use Archon commands, get game log, to print the 100 entries at a time, and it also outputs the date file in the log. So just max length of Archon buffer with command line. Passive defense damage riderless dino server game mode INI option to allow spike walls to damage wild riderless dinos. So apparently, I didn't know this, that these spike walls didn't affect wild dinos or dinos that didn't have a rider. It was only meant to stop people riding dinos if you read it that way. So I had no idea. I might have to go in and change that because my assumption was those would hurt a dinosaur, and that's why we put them up. Fixed underwater ice cave that was deleting dinos. Ooh, that's not good. Fixed dino walking backwards movement animations. This was pretty good. There's some that were glitchy, and it's nice that those are fixed. Improved and optimized IK on most dinos. Improved and optimized IK on most dinos. I'm not sure what that means. I have to think on that one. Now, this was a big one. Improved dino navigation logic to better dynamically navigate around other dinos. Let me show you a clip of this because I think this is a big change. This is really cool for those of you that like to hunt in packs with your dinosaurs. All right, so what we have here is it's pretty typical for me to go out and hunt in a Carno pack. And I wanted to show you what it looks like. This is typically, previously, what would happen is these Carnos would race up on you as you're moving. You would get stuck constantly. You'd have to get off the Carno, whistle it to you, so the one would unstick itself from the others. Yep, and then you can jump back on, and then you'd move on your way. So that was always annoying, and it happened a ton. So it made hunting with multiple dinosaurs a real issue. But now with the new kind of pathing that they've done, I think they've made it better. So as you can see, they don't run up on you as closely. So we'll try it with sprinting as we'll go down the hill here. And it's not that I don't think it won't happen ever, but it certainly only happened that one time throughout this whole clip that I had to get off, call them to me, and keep going. So that's a huge improvement as far as them following, and it felt like they even followed around objects a little better than they used to. Although Carnos are pretty good about getting around. But as you can see, I'm changing directions, I'm changing speed, I'm stopping suddenly, I'm going and looking at different things, and the whole time it looks like they're able to keep up with me and they're not interfering with the dinosaur I'm on, which is just a huge difference. So we'll go down some hills, we'll navigate through here, we'll go through some water just so you can see that. Here I'm stopping to make sure I want to get the piranha before we go in. I don't know if there was any piranha, and I think we get attacked here in just a second. That you'll see. Yeah, an Argent comes in, so those guys take care of an Argent. Again, they're doing a better job of not clumping together, it looks like. Like I said, I don't think it'll be completely fixed, but it's definitely way better than it was. So here we have some more foolish Argents taking on the Carnos. Everything's looking good pathing-wise. Let's go ahead and cross the river, see how that works in water pathing. Carnos aren't great swimmers, as you can see here, so they're pretty slow. So if you're ever trying to get away from a Carno, maybe a river or water could be your answer, although be careful of the piranha. So here we jump into this fight. I have a little bit of trouble getting this wolf who's right underneath me here. Sometimes you got to point down further to get that head to go down further on the Carno. There you go. All right, so I'm up on just checking the pathing. I saw this red drop and I thought, well, hey, I'm already out here. Why don't we go collect a red drop while we're here in our patch notes, right? Because that's what everybody does. But again, we're just testing out that pathing, just testing out how it goes around rocks and trees. Do they clump up on you when you're sprinting, which gets you in trouble and gets you stuck? This really feels like an awesome, awesome update. It's one of the ones I'm more excited of everything in there. I'm not, it's great that we have a new dinosaur. It's great that we have some new items like rocket turrets and things like that. But just this pathing issue is so cool. All right, so we feel pretty good about that, and we're going to go ahead and take these dinos back. I did some further testing, although not in this clip, with flying, and it feels like things that are flying and following also work a lot better too. Maybe not perfect, but definitely better. So let's get back to those patch notes. All right, and our last little item is fix several rare client crashes, just kind of a generic line. The one thing that you might have missed here that you're noticing is not in here, they were going to release an Oviraptor, but they said it needed more polishing time, so that was bumped. And I noticed this was another one that was said massively improve the game loading and streaming times, but it looks like they bumped it to maybe the next patch or maybe a little bit further out in November. So that's your current version 2.2.4 up to .1 now. It might even be .2 by the time of this posting. Patch notes, reading from SirLucien, and this time we even threw in a few clips. So hopefully you guys liked it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.